Hey, welcome to the channel. If you do not know us, we are Mike and Joni with Those Who Glamp Together. We are an RV travel couple that we have been traveling for over 20 years, and we want to take you guys on a little adventure today with something a little different.
Okay, so today we are going to go head to head what it's like to stay at a resort versus a state park. So a lot of times you're going to have a pool and a pancake breakfast at one, and the other one's probably going to have trails and a raccoon that wants to steal your marshmallows. We're going to break it down, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and slightly questionable bathrooms. So let's jump right in. So first up are resorts. Think of these as an all-inclusive cruise ship of camping, minus the buffet unless you like the hot dogs from the camp store. At resorts, you'll have full hookups, a pool, and organized activities, and probably Wi-Fi that's so strong that you can stream Netflix from from the pool or from a hot tub. Not that we would do that, or would we?
Yeah, we would.
We probably would.
All right, so in this video, we're going to do some pros and cons, and we want to start with the pros first because why not? Everybody wants to hear the good stuff first, right? The pros at a resort would be things like a spacious RV site.
All right, as you can see, we got our truck right in front of the camper, so it's a long campsite. I'm going to say 70 foot. It's full hookup, but they have two dump areas in the site, one rear, one front. They're both equally as far away, so I had to use every bit of stinky slinky I needed. But you got full hookups here, is what I'm trying to get at. Pretty wide site, and because we got an end, this is all of our living space. Now, down here, look at this patio. We have a beautiful patio with a little glide rocker, some nice flowers, a great table. It even comes with a gas grill you can see back there, and a really nice fire pit that has Shelby Mansfield KOA Campground Resort etched in it. So,
hey, show them my OCD of like what's going on with that fire pit that drives me a little crazy.
I don't know what it is.
The B in Shelby.
Oh yeah,
is capitalized.
Joni was like, why is the B in Shelby capitalized only? Just the S and the B, nothing else.
It's weird.
Kind of weird, but this is our campsite. This is what you get for the price of a resort.
Like a spacious RV site, mostly paved as well, or a double wide site as well. It also comes with full hookups and special activities. Sometimes you get pools, sometimes you get hot tubs, things like that.
So the sites are generally big rig friendly for sure. It's easy in and out from the freeway, and then sometimes you just get free ice cream for showing up.
You cannot come to an RV resort with a pool and not get in the pool unless it's freezing cold, and it's not. It feels good.
We're going to find out. I don't trust her toes.
Well, I touched it. It felt good. So we're going to go jump in the pool. We could talk Mike into going down the swirly swirl.
Yep.
I just talked Mike into going. Hopefully I don't get a big enough wave that I get the camera wet. Here he comes. He just let go.
All right, now the bad side of being at a resort, it's not cheap. By the time that you've had a couple nights here, you start wondering if you should have just booked a hotel.
Yeah, we've been at a particular style resort where we paid for, we didn't even know it, but we booked one with a patio set and an extra pad included. That ended up just for a 2-night stay, ended up being $360.
All right, guys, let's go over the campsite we're staying at here at the Shelby Mansfield KOA, sorry. We did not realize that we had splurged for this campsite itself. It doesn't really explain what you're getting when you sign up on the website very well anyway, and we kind of last minuted this one. Another con of being at a resort is the sites can really seem closer together. Like wave to your neighbor while you both grill burgers kind of. There's 151 sites here, and looks like maybe a third of them are pull through. But as you can see, We have an extremely level site. It's all concrete. Very limited space though as far as green space, because you are very tight to your neighbor, and that's what you're going to get here in a resort like this.
Especially when you go to high visited areas, so very popular locations, resorts will be tighter sites.
Yep. And while it might be fun, it doesn't feel like real camping. It's more like camping with a concierge.
Sometimes I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's not that it's a bad thing, but those are the pros and cons of being at a resort.
All right, let's talk state parks. State parks is kind of like getting back into nature, kind of unplugging, and just gives you that sense of more relaxation.
Right, you kind of wish your cell phone would work, but it doesn't. But generally you'll have big shady sites and a lot of trails, and your kids they'll have a playground or two, but they're not like what you would get at a resort. And then sometimes you're gonna be like, am I out here all alone? Am I the last person on earth? Because they are so big, and you can be out there and feel kind of lonely at a state park.
Yep, so we're gonna head into the pros and cons of the state park. So let's again start with the pros.
All right, the first pro is you're definitely going to be more into the nature and the beauty of nature. You're going to have a lot of trails that you can hike.
Wow, it's so pretty. Come on, watch your step. Still a lot of ice out here.
You're also going to usually be around a lake of some sort. So if you like water sports of any kind, you got a lake to generally play with.
It's gonna take a lot. You're already on your knees. It's gonna take a lot to tip this.
You think?
It's very wide.
It's wide.
All right, so you're already in position one.
I can do this.
So you want to make sure your legs, when you get up, it's harder to move them once you're standing up. So get them where you want, on your knees, and then stand up. Yeah.
So is it better to do this or this?
I don't know. I've only done this once. So you look like you're already in a decent.
And then typically you're going to run into wildlife right on the side of the road looking for mama. We saw one of its siblings run across the street. It's crazy.
I also think another pro is the price. This all really comes down to the price of things and what you're willing to pay for. The pros of state parks is they are a lot cheaper. You get a lot less amenities than you do with a resort, so they do tend to be more affordable. Now that being said, state parks do tend to are starting to come with some extra amenities like full hookups, bigger sites, and things like that.
Yeah, but also the sites are bigger in the state parks, so much so that we just happen to be in a resort at the moment that we're filming this, and our neighbor is literally, I can reach out and touch him. That's how close he is. And we had to stop because he was doing something that made a little noise. So that is the downside of resort.
Yeah.
But the pro of a state park is you generally have a lot more space at your campsite.
Till there's campers here, we get a little bit of a view of the water.
Sterling State Park, just over between Toledo and Detroit.
And the other pro is a lot of the state parks, the state itself will withhold some of this land back and let nature take over.
Right.
So a lot of these resorts are controlling what the landscape is and trees, placements.
Yeah.
And we love that. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to like preservation and things like that, the state parks do a really good job doing that.
All right, so we're going to go with the cons of being at a state park. And it is a fact, the amenities are limited. Don't expect the big camp store that you would find at a resort. Generally, if they have a camp store at all, they're only going to have necessities.
Hello. I'm wanting to get a stamp for my book.
Oh, okay.
And some of your state parks are full hookup and some of them are not. You can even get down to having a campsite with no electric, no amenities at all.
We have several in Ohio that are, they're state parks, but there's no electric, no water, no dump whatsoever. But
All right, y'all. So we're gonna just a little bit about Stroud's Run. This is our first time at this campground.
Yep.
First off, if you don't like the boondock, it's not a good place to come because there are no hookups whatsoever.
Yeah.
There is a dump station. So basically, I think there's roughly 40, 50 sites, something like that.
There are cabins here.
Yeah, 3 cabins maybe.
And then there's also some sites where if you were to go down a ways, they have like a little pavilion, so you could tuck your picnic table. So if you did have
Yeah,
a
you
little
could be
bit of bad
under.
weather, yeah, it's kind of nice. We didn't obviously choose that. We're actually in the cul-de-sac, which beautiful sites in this cul-de-sac. But again, there's no water, there's no electric hookup, so you're kind of just having to rough it. But one thing we noticed about this place is even though it's primitive, the campsites are paved.
Yes, all of them.
So it does,
All of them.
you know, you're not risking parking on grass and sinking, which I'm so thankful we did because we had probably about 2
2 to 3 inches of rain last night.
It poured.
Yeah.
So, and then we already had rain prior to that, so we were just happy that it was all paved.
Yep. So we're just going to show you the campground. Like I said, if you want to be alone, this is a place to come because really nobody's here but the 3 of us.
But it's been what we've noticed over our years of travel, a lot more, at least in Ohio, a lot more of the state parks are putting in full hookup sites. They're redoing their campgrounds to where they have some full hookup amenities.
And to offset some of the negatives about the resorts is that state parks do give you a lot more elbow room, a lot more space, so you feel a little bit more separation from your neighbors, so you get that privacy.
And let's just say bathrooms can be a little bit of the adventure when you're going to a state
That's
park.
no joke.
Most of them will have a pit toilet, and really, you know, it's got like a pipe hank coming out of the top of the roof. You know, it's a stinky, slinky pit toilet.
Better than doing it all
So,
alone.
and then sometimes you just got to bring your own teepee.
Here's some of the pit toilets that are scattered about the campgrounds. I'm sure this was the original deal, but
All right, so which is better? Honestly, that depends on you.
Mike and I have been able to take our grandkids with us. So having those resorts is really good because our grandkids love to swim. Not all state campgrounds, some of them do. We've been able to take them to a couple places that have pools, but for all in all, we like to look for places that the kids can enjoy themselves. Like they love the gem mining activities and things like that.
If you're looking for peace and quiet and you want that trail that tells you that, yeah, I've earned that pudgy pie, state parks are for you.
Did you say pie?
I did.
All right, so as we wrap up this video, we want to know what kind of style you prefer.
Do you like the state parks or do you like resorts? Drop a comment below. Tell me if you're a team resort or team state park. Either way, you're making memories, and that's what this whole lifestyle is about, is taking your RV out, being around people you love and enjoy being with, or just being alone like the 2 of us. Either way, you're making memories, and that's what matters. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next adventure.